Today, I want to talk about the day Bruce Lee collapsed, his visit to London, and the conversation with my Sifu, Grandmaster Lee Shing, which is his senior. In the last months of his life, Bruce Lee's fire burned brighter than ever, but also dangerously close to burnout. I've been told 5 months before his death, Bruce collapsed in Hong Kong studio during filming. This was kept secret to a lot of people. The world saw only the legend, but behind the scenes, his body was reaching its limit. Few people know that around that time, Bruce traveled to America for medical tests. And on his way, he stopped briefly in London, where he visited my teacher, Master Lee Shing, one of Yip Man's most senior students and private student. When they spoke about that night in London, revealed Bruce's inner struggle, the balance between genius and also exhaustion. So they said that he collapsed in the studio during the filming. I think it was Enter the Dragon in early 1973. Bruce suffered a sudden collapse at Golden Harvest Studios. He complained of dizziness and intense headaches. He was rushed to the hospital. Doctors say it was heat exhaustion and dehydration. But those who knew him, it was a warning sign. Bruce had been pushing himself beyond human limits, training, filming, editing, and writing non-stop. He was living on intensity and inspiration, but later rest. He used to say, I will live the way I want to live, even if I burn out in the process. That's exactly what he was doing, burning both ends of the candles. Remember Mr. Han, who played Enter the Dragon? He once talked to Bruce. He said, look, I'll probably die young. He died by 90. Bruce Lee told him that I'll probably die, before you. And Mr. Han was his uncle. After the collapse, Bruce decided to go back to the United States for a full medical checkup. He underwent neurological tests, blood work, and stress evaluation. The doctor told him what many great men refuse to hear: slow down. Bruce's body was showing signs of severe exhaustion, tension, and sleepiness. But in his mind, he couldn't stop. He felt the weight of the world's expectation. He was not just an actor, he was a symbol of a new generation of martial artists of East meeting West. So even while recovering, he was still sketching fight scene, refining Jeet Kune Do, and writing notes about energy and internal balance. So much energy. Bruce believed that motion itself was healing. But sometimes in life, rest is the deepest form of motion. And I always tell people, especially my students, come on, calm down, man, relax, have a break, So let's stop in London. On his way back from America, Bruce made a short stop to London and visited my Sifu, Master Lee Shing, in Chinatown. We had a restaurant called Canton Restaurant. That's where Wing Chun started. Lee Shing was one of Yip Man's senior disciples, respectful, calm, and deeply rooted in Wing Chun tradition. I think Bruce admired him. He had heard about how Lee Shing had quietly preserved the essence of Wing Chun in the West, and he was the first man to teach Wing Chun to the West. That evening, they met at a restaurant in Chinatown, my seafood own place. I still remember the energy of that night. The restaurant was small, warm, and filled with quiet respect. Bruce looked thinner, but his eyes still had fire. They spoke in Cantonese, soft but intense, about Wing Chun, about balance, and about the meaning of energy. I mean, we were just young, I was about 18 years old. I know this guy is an important person, I know he's famous, but I didn't know that he's going to change the world. So the conversation on Wing Chun core. So my teacher told me later that Bruce wanted to reconnect with the core value of Wing Chun: simplicity, directness, and the economy of motion. He said, Sifu Lee Wing Chun is the root of everything I do. Even Jeet Kune Do is Wing Chun without limitation. I think my Sifu noted and said something that stayed with me forever. A tree that grows too fast can forget its root. Remember, even power needs rest to stay alive. I think he said Bruce just smiled but didn't answer. He was restless, a perfectionist, trapped between philosophy and ambition. My teacher told him, you have done enough, Bruce. The world already knows your strength. Now take time to know your stillness. I think Bruce bowed slightly. It was the humility of a student who still honored the old ways, even when the world called him a master. You see? I mean, nobody had heard about this story. Everybody thinks it's a maybe. That's the true facts. The perfectionist struggle. Bruce Lee was not sick. He was drained, I think. His mind was rattling. His body could no longer keep up. He trained even when exhausted. So I always tell people to relax, rest your body. Rewrote scripts between shoots and demanded perfection from every frame of Enter the Dragon. He was creating something bigger than a movie. I think he was shaping his legacy, but perfection, I'm afraid, has a price. I heard Linda later say Bruce lived with the intensity of 10 men. Even his close friends worry about his health. But Bruce believed that rest was weakness. To him, slowing down meant losing momentum. And momentum was the life's rhythm. That night in London, Lee Shing could see the fatigue in Bruce's eyes. He reminded him, a master is not one who fights harder, one who knows when to stop fighting. That was perhaps the last quiet advice Bruce ever received from one of Yip Man's disciples, his senior. I mean, I'm so lucky that my master, I was there, but I was a young man, I don't know what happened, right? You see? So after meeting London, he left London, Bruce returned to Hong Kong and continued working on Enter the Dragon. He looked strong again, focused, radiant, and inside his body, I think was still tired. 5 months later, on July the 20th, 1973, he passed away. Some say it was fate, others say it was exhaustion. But I believe, that my personal opinion, Bruce lived exactly as he chose, completely. That London visit was more than a stop. It was a moment of reflection, a brief reunion between Wing Chun tradition and the modern dragon it had produced. And maybe deep down, Bruce knew that even the strongest frame must eventually rest. To this day, my teacher's words echo in my heart. Even power needs rest to stay alive. That is the reason Bruce left for all of us. Be cool, stay calm, and live every moment. Take care.